So here's the truck, and it is fully aired out right now in the front. And honestly, guys, it's one of those things. I mean, it just came off the road, and it's pretty much, you could hook up to a trailer and go to work right away. It doesn't need anything. Alright guys, so here's a bunk here, a bunk area. I redid the floor. This is just stick-on vinyl with PVC board underneath. The compressor is a 1000-watt compressor. I'm going to leave that with the truck, and what I'm also leaving with the truck is underneath here is a 1000-watt amp with a 1000-watt JBL single 12. It doesn't have, I mean, I don't, you know, I'm not young like I used to be, so I don't want a whole lot of bass, but just a little bit of kick. That's all I wanted to put on there. Top bunk was actually removed. The brackets and everything else is crap. Just standard Freightliner cabinets that, you know, this always seems to happen to them. The paint, you know, comes off. The compartment up here, the carpet had been kind of peeling off just lately, so I just, you know, just a spray on glue and stick them back up. Pretty much will hold them back on there. This part of the dash is wrapped with leather. You know, same thing up here, and the same thing up underneath the pedals there. But there's the dash. 13 speed, of course. I did drive the truck around for a while, brought it back, left it running. Just want to make sure I show you guys what the blow-by tube looks like. So for a lot of you guys that have had the Detroit 12.7s before, they are known to have blow-by, even, you know, after you overhaul them, which I've actually had happen to me within 50-60,000 miles, and that engine still went on for another 600-800,000 miles. So while the truck is running here, I'll show you what the air suspension looks like as well, as far as how you operate that. So there's the gauge for the air suspension. So now it's aired out, so it's all the way to 0. I keep it about 30 psi when I run down the freeway. If I gotta go anything over anything, you know, I'll put it up to 40, and that's significant. But you can go all the way up to about 80, which is fully aired up, and that's the max ride height you're gonna get out of it. So there's what the temperature gauge is right now. It's showing 164 on the scan gauge. Shut that up, turn off the lights. Alright, so as far as what the truck has that I see with it anyway is couple of small leaks, which is pretty normal. Right on the gearbox itself is just a little bit, and then at the bottom of the reservoir just a little bit. More like it's a wet spot than it is a leak, really. But as far as the engine is concerned, it does have a small leak. Again, it's just a wet spot again, right in the front of the oil pan. But everything else is good. The oil housing seal I did when I did the clutch, which that was done about 80,000 miles ago. The front of the engine is pretty much bone dry. I left the truck dirty because I don't want to, you know, give the engine a wash and then show it to somebody. I'm not like that. I don't want to play that bullshit. I wouldn't want anybody to do it to me. The one thing that I want to get out of this is I don't want knowingly, you know, give something to somebody without telling them. I mean, there might be things that I haven't found out on the truck. And again, you know, I used to buy used cars for an outfit a while back, and we had customers that would call us and they want us to hunt down a certain vehicle, and I'll tell them, listen, you know, we could do our due diligence all day long. The problem with it is it's a used vehicle. It could break down as soon as you get it. It could last you a long time before anything happens. But like I said, I just don't want knowingly. I want my conscience to be clear when I give something to somebody, as far as something that they're paying money for. I wouldn't want it done to me. I wouldn't want to do it to anybody else. So that being said, here's the other side of the engine. It's a little bit of a wet spot right where the oil fill tube goes into the block there. Nothing major. And then there's the transmission on this side. It's bone dry. Same thing on this side of the engine. The radiator was also replaced about a year ago. So the turbo is a single turbo off of like the 14 liter, which is a little bit bigger and non-wastegated, and it does have a Pittsburgh power manifold. There you go, made in USA right there. But it does have one stud broken back here and one all the way in the front there. It's hot. It doesn't leak. You can see there's really no residue anywhere there as far as like exhaust residue, whether it be the back or the front. It's been like that for quite a while, and I haven't had any issues with it. I figured if I was gonna, you know, keep the truck for a long time, when it was ever, you know, when it was time to do an overhaul again, then I was gonna take care of it then, obviously. But you know, until something has got to happen there, you know, I wasn't going to touch it because there's really no reason to. And I would advise everybody to do the same pretty much. It does have 140 gallon fuel tanks, so 280 capacity total. There's a little shot there underneath. Again, it's pretty dry. Same thing with the diff. Same thing with the rear. I haven't done anything to the differentials except replace the oil, both differentials and the transmission. The transmission when we did the clutch, obviously. Whatever came out of there was actually still fairly clean. They have looked like they have maybe been gone through before at some point. I don't have any record of it. The engine overhaul I have a record of, and it'll go with the truck. And then, as you guys know, I made these panels myself, the extension panels, and I did vinyl wrap them, which is still holding up pretty good. I didn't want to paint it at the time. Reason being is there's a bit of corrosion over here, so I wanted to get rid of that. So I sanded it down, put some you know, just sealant over it so it doesn't you know, get any more stuff in there, and I put vinyl over top of it. It seems to be holding up pretty good. And then same thing on the other side. The exhaust is a mitered end from it's a Pete style, Pete 389 style, that I had to pretty much make all the piping and stuff myself. The brakes are fairly new. Both drums and shoes were changed. The front ones I think have like 40,000 miles on them or something like that. and then the rear ones have a little bit more than that, but tires are still pretty good. Virgin rubber front and rear. There's the other side. There's the rear tires. Same thing on this side. It does have a air slide fifth wheel. So there's the drums and shoes on this side. I'm hoping the camera can pick it up fairly well. Still got plenty of meat on them. They were done all four, both axles in the rear. We're done about 100,000 miles ago. Tires in the rear have about 80,000 miles on them. The front have maybe about 50,000 miles in them, if that. It's starting to rain here a little bit. Sneak peek at that. That's done. He'll go on his maiden voyage this Monday. Video on that to follow. I'm excited, you guys. But also sad to kind of have to sell this one as well. I put a lot of work into it, a lot of blood and sweat. Here, so I have all the records of the previous owner for anything that was major done. It was done at W&W Williams between Dearborn and Toledo, which they're authorized. They authorized Detroit facility. The rebuild and most of the maintenance was done by then. So the truck itself right now has 1.4 and a little bit, let's say 1.45 million miles. And I've put about 110,000 miles on the truck since I've gotten, or actually just 102,000 miles, I'm sorry. Since I've gotten it. The truck sat for quite a while between 2015, 2016, all the way to when I purchased it in early 19, or late 19, I'm sorry. And even then the truck sat with me for a while. I had to redo the interior and the exterior stuff. The interior was in pretty bad shape when I got it, but mechanically the truck was very, very sound. So anyway, at just under 1 million miles, the truck was going through a overhaul was done. Complete overhaul, including bull gear. And this was $13,000 at the time, and this is back in 2010. And the warranty that was issued with the truck then was a 2-year, 200,000 mile warranty. And then it just got regular, just little stuff here and there. I'm not going to go through the small stuff. The paperwork will go with the truck with whoever purchases it. I just don't want to put the information out there right now online with the owner's information. I wouldn't want it done to me. I'm not going to do it to the guy. And then at 1.3 million miles on it, the turbocharger and the manifold were done. This is just a small. And then another big thing was the bull gear was redone again at 1.3 million miles. The rest of the engine looked very, very good per their notes. And then when I actually called them to see if I can get more records, but yeah, everything was done then again. And then, like I said, this was back in late, actually, very, very late 2015, so 2016, and then the truck sat for a while. Don't know what the real story is. When I purchased the truck from a small dealer, and the story that was told to me was the owner of the truck had a stroke or something like that, and the truck wasn't used, and then he was let go late. How true this story is, I don't know. But it is a truck that was used as an over-the-road truck initially quite a bit, and then after that, even then, the owner was a medium-sized company from what I was told, and he just didn't go on the road a whole lot. So he did use the truck himself, but just not a whole lot. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Stuff that I've done to it, honestly, nothing major, apart from, the clutch was something that we did. So the clutch I did just because we had to do the bell housing seal was leaking oil quite a bit from there when I got it, and we put the transmission down. Obviously you have to get the bell housing out to reseal it and put it back. And when the transmission was down, the clutch was at about 60% from what I was told. But at that point, I'm paying, you know, a lot of money in labor. May as well do that as well. And there was a, you know, I think there was a $4,000 ticket, but I had other, you know, things that I had to do with it, you know, including front brakes and a bunch of other stuff. So, but that's pretty much all I've done to the truck. As far as anything big, other than that, it's just regular maintenance. I've, you know, always keep up on it. I do most of the stuff myself. You know, a lot of the work as far as the interior is concerned and the exterior is done by me. You know, luckily, knock on wood, to me, it's been a great truck. Honest to God, it has been an amazing truck. You guys that follow the channel know kind of my love with the W9, and you know, I miss my my old one, and wanted to get another one. I wish, honestly, I could keep both and then have this as a backup, but you know, with the baby on the way and everything else, I just, you know, I can't swing it. I do have the title. It is free and clear. There's no lien on it or anything like that, so you just pretty much sign to the new owner and off you go. So if there's anybody, you know, from out of state, I know there's a lot of states that do, you know, are title holding states, meaning if you have a loan on whatever car, truck, the bank actually keeps the title until the payoff. Michigan is not like that, but there's no lien on it anyway. So again, it's a free and clear title. I've used the truck for you know, for the guys that follow the channel, and even if you don't follow the channels, I'm linking this video with the ad anyway for the truck. But you know, you can go back through and watch some of the videos, and you can see, you know, where I've been and the stuff that I've done with the truck. Lately, I've only been regional, so there's little idle time with the truck lately. And with that little idle time, and I've had to, you know, some heavy weights, but mostly it's been medium weights. I've averaged about 7 to 7.8 miles to the gallon, which is not bad considering, you know, it's a boxy truck. Now, I'm not a left lane driver all that much. I don't, you know, haul ass. I'm, you know, do 65 to 68. Nothing crazy, you know, just basically for the fuel consumption. When I've ran it pretty heavy, you know, over the road, and you know, a fair amount of idle time, especially in the winter time, average hovers about 6 to 6.5. You know, I want to be perfectly honest with that. I mean, the truck is capable of a fairly good average, I think, fuel mileage wise, as long as you you know, you sort of control your right foot and don't, you know, go hauling ass everywhere. But as far as that, you know, that's it. Any questions? Obviously, I'm gonna link my Instagram with this. DM me on that, and it'll be a best way to get a hold of me. And then if you know, like to come out and look at the truck, we'll arrange for that. I'll meet you up. If you're out of state and you're coming, you're flying in, you know, let me know. I'll be more than happy to pick you up at the airport, and try to accommodate you in any way. But like I said, these are the things that I know that are wrong with the truck, if you would call them that. I mean, it's just, you know, small little things that you're gonna find no matter what. But like I said earlier in the video, I want my conscience clean. I don't, you know, in good conscience, I don't want to sell something to somebody when I know that there's, you know, issues with it, and especially major issues. But it is, again, it is a used truck, you know, at that point. I mean, it is what it is. But thank you, and you know, get a hold of me, come out, look at it, drive it, whatever the case is, and then we'll go from there. We'll see you guys on the next one.